Guys, I am so excited to talk to you. I am in love with this new record. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite records of the year so far.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think I listened to it about 55 times doing the review. It's on read, dude. I love this fucking album. You guys,
brilliant.
Man, I know that you've said that this Revelation is so much more than just a record for you guys. It really shows in the lyrics, the music, everything. But can you talk a little bit about what that statement means for this record? Because you guys kicked it way up on this one, man. You guys
we sure did.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of started from before we even started writing the record.
Yeah.
We had done a lot of touring, and we've brought out 2 records before this one.
Yeah.
And it's always been our intention to just improve what we do. But not only that, we wanted to break down a few walls on this record. And we've kind of been a traditional straight up rock and roll band up to this point, where it's predominantly been guitar, drums, bass, and like single on choruses.
Yeah.
But what we wanted to do is we wanted to kick up the production.
Yeah.
We wanted to move ourselves forward. We wanted to push ourselves forward. And I think this record, we managed to do that. It took a lot of time to get there. I'm not going to lie.
It was a journey.
Yeah. But the balancing act was we wanted to take ourselves forward, but not lose the integrity of the band and what we'd done previously. So what we wanted to do is we kind of wanted to bolt on other elements, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sort of like the layers that we have in there, some of the electronics that we have in there that we haven't really had before.
Yeah, I mean, the greatest thing about making this record is that nothing was like off limits.
Yeah,
like we would suggest anything to Dan,
Right.
and he'd be like, okay, let's try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, then great.
Yeah.
But we had that like experimental thing, whereas okay, let's just stick, I don't know, a burp in there or something, and then put an effect on it. It's just the most randomest of things. But if it worked, it worked.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that, I mean, Dan, who produced the record, he was very open to suggestions.
Yeah.
Which is great, because he was very much of the thought of, if it doesn't work, no one's ever going to hear it anyway. We can just take it out.
Yeah, and I think
Right.
we was all on the same mission to just make this the greatest record we've ever done.
Yeah.
And we was all on the same page and working towards that same goal, which was great.
Well, you guys nailed that, because goddamn. My 2 favorite songs on this record are Me Without You, and Make It Out Alive.
Amazing.
I feel like lyrically, Me Without You is, I think I said in my review that song could be that could be your best song.
Yeah.
Even when it's all said and done, that's the one right there. And if that isn't like the hit off of this record, Highway Robbery, that song, Me Without You, that song hits. It's heavy, but in a different way, guys. It's so good.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Because it seems like it's a personal song, but where does that come from?
I mean, I guess we try and pull inspiration from everyday life. I guess. You kind of have to write a song like this, you have to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, we've got a song on the record called Give Me Some More, which is literally just about going out and getting trashed. So you have to dig a little bit deeper than that. But it's, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's like it's not a personal story, but it is a portrayal of an emotion in a song. It was actually one of the toughest ones to nail on this record, because there were so many different ways that we could have sort of dressed the song up and presented it, but we didn't want to hit any cliches.
No.
We didn't want to do what we'd done before, and there was probably sort of 3 versions of that song before we landed on the one that we wanted.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was speaking to Dan, our producer, and this is going to be a strange reference, but I said this needs to be our version of Hello by Adele. You know, the way,
shit.
the way that the song kind of all the way through just rises and rises gently, gently, gently until there's all these drums. You know, and that was kind of the thought behind it. And once we got that across, that's when we nailed it. But in terms of the vocal performance on this one, that was a tough one. Because like you say, there's a lot of emotion in there. The words are obviously very sentimental. They mean a lot. But to then carry that forward in a vocal performance was difficult for me because I'm very much a kind of singer. And, you know.
Yes.
And I remember it was actually in a makeshift vocal booth because we were recording as lockdowns were a thing and we could only have certain members in a studio. We actually ended up bringing in studio equipment into our rehearsal space, and we made a makeshift vocal booth out of duvets.
It was the hottest thing in the world.
it was and so trying to get a vibe when you're just surrounded by duvets was difficult. and also just trying to carry that performance was a tough one. And Dan, our producer, he really managed to get that out of me. He was literally on the talk back from the other room saying, Rich, you gotta pretend like you've lost someone. He said, pretend Robyn's dead. And I'm like,
I was sat right behind him. He said, sorry, Rob.
You're like, Robyn, you're like, what the fuck, Dan?
And I was like, okay, we're gonna go there, are we? And but not, I mean, that's what Dan's job was. His job was to make sure that we do the songs justice.
It's to bring out that emotion. And that
he captures that for us. And I mean, I'm so glad that it's been well received as well, because it was a tough song to do. It's a little out of our comfort zone. I mean, we've done songs like Wait For You before, which is, you know, a soft song, but this one, we wanted to do what we'd done before, just better and bigger. And although it took more time to get there, I mean, the results, I mean, for me, I'm obviously biased. I'm glad. But I think that the results speak for themselves, and we managed to get there, and with the help of Dan, I think we did do it a justice. So
now you guys also share vocal duties a lot throughout the records and stuff, not just with this one, but Robyn, how do you, and maybe for you too, Rich, how do you guys choose which songs you guys co-vocal on and stuff like that? Is it just like, you know, this one is the perfect song for this, and this one maybe single vocals, or where does that decision come in? Is it just a natural thing?
I think so.
It feels fairly natural.
I mean, we experimented a lot on this record. I was in the vocal booth just doing some random like ad libs, so I'll just be making sounds basically, and then seeing what would happen with those and how we can fit those in.
Well, there's actually more of Robyn's vocal than people realize, because Robyn's vocals are kind of hidden. There's a lot of layers on the record that maybe people would think is like a keyboard, but it's actually Robyn's vocal. So I would say that you feature on every single track, to some degree.
I think so.
But the thing for me, and the thing that I love about this record, is that you've actually taken some of the lead.
Which is scary in itself for me. You know, more pressure.
But again, it was very much a Dan idea. I mean, like you say, we've had Robyn on vocals, and you do backing vocal duties on the road. So it is a natural progression. And I mean, to be fair, Robyn absolutely smashed it out the park.
Thank you.
No, seriously, like some of my favorite spots on the record are the parts where it's just Robyn's vocal and mine aren't there. You know, because there's counter melodies in there that are clever. And the contrast between my voice and Robyn's voice is, I think they complement each other very well. And also, I said this because we're on tour at the moment. I said this on stage the other day. On the record, she's got very angelic kind of vocals, but us in the band, we know what Robyn's like.
No comment.
To say that it's not quite an accurate portrayal would be an understatement.
Yeah, you're right.
We don't need to elaborate on that one.
No, we don't.
but that's what makes it so good, because I mean, I remember because we were doing a lot of this when there were restrictions in place here in the UK. Yeah. So there's only a couple of us allowed in the studio, and other guys would be at home. And we sent a track to the other guys to have a listen to. And it had some of Robyn's vocals on it. It was the first time really that Robyn had sang any lead. And Kieran, our bass player, he sends us a message in the WhatsApp group, and he's like, who have you got to sing on this song? Like, has Dan got a session singer in? I was like, no, that is literally Robyn. and he didn't have a clue.
Which is quite a nice compliment for me.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. Well, and one question I have is, I mean, I hate doing comparisons, but the only other band I can think of that has, a female drummer that also shares vocal duties would be Skillet with Jen. Yeah. Is it hard to drum and sing live at the same time? How much practice does it take to do that? Because I don't have any coordination at all whatsoever. I can't imagine, because you're twisted at the same time. I mean,
and that's the thing. So it's not a natural position to sing in anyway. So you're already looking to the left, and that's
drumming is not a natural position with all the movements you're making either.
Exactly, and things like move, and you have to kind of keep everything kind of still, and so you're projecting it, but. It takes a hell of a lot of practice. I mean, as soon as you've got your muscle memory down for drumming, and then you practice the singing on top of that, and then you just keep going from there. And each night it gets better.
yeah. But I mean, because you've done backing vocals the whole way through this band, so over time you've gotten better at it, and it's a good job really, because you've got more vocals on this record.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at Dan in the studio, and he was like, "You can sing and drum at the same time, can't you? Like this part," and it's like a super like a proper roll and fill, and I'm singing this angelic thing, and I'm like, yeah, Dan, let's just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Let's just put it in.
Anytime somebody says, hey, you can do, you're like, I know where this is going. Let's just do it, because you obviously want to.
Exactly.
And then Rich, you have so many different vocal styles on this record. You have some songs where you could be compared to Lee from Pop Evil, some songs, Chad Kroeger, others, just so many different vocal ranges and styles. Me Without You has the more just natural voice. Other songs have a more gritty vocal. I mean, is it hard to do that many different vocals? And how much fun is it to have that many different styles vocally on this? Because it's so much range.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the part of this record that really took me out of my comfort zone, because I naturally live in that kind of raw, kind of rough vocal area. That's where I naturally sing. And I've never really been a delicate singer. I've never really been able to do the softy, nicey kind of stuff.
Right.
And I remember we were in the demo phase, and we actually had Dan in doing some pre-production with us, and we were recording some kind of scratch vocals, and it was on Over the Line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he said, right, okay, we're going to get you to sing, but I want you to just kind of relax into it. I don't want a lot of power. I want, and he was kind of saying what he wanted, and we just weren't getting it, were we?
No.
And then something just clicked in my brain. I said, Dan, roll, just hit record. And I sang, I did the whole take, and he pressed stop, and he turned around to me and he went, where the hell did that come from? And I was like, I can't tell you, but it's in me somewhere. It was cool to be able to do that, but I was because it's not my normal kind of singing space, it felt a little strange at first. But now when I'm doing vocal warm-ups backstage, ready to go on stage, I feel as though I've got way more control over my voice now after going through this process. I only thought I had this this little range to work with, but now I feel as though I've got more variety in my voice, and that part of it has been unlocked. So for me, I feel as though I've got way more I can have a broader creative vision now. You know, because I'd almost pigeonholed my own voice, thinking we can only do this kind of song because this is what my voice works on. But now it's completely opened it up, and I think that's largely thanks to Dan, because I wouldn't have found it if he hadn't have pushed for it and he was pushing for it. He was with Rich, you've got it, you can do it, and I was kind of like, no, I can't. and yeah, but no, he really pushed for it and managed to unlock that in me. So I'm forever going to be grateful for that, because now, like I say, I can have more fun with it now. Retrospectively, I wasn't having fun in the studio when I was trying to find whatever he was looking for, but yeah, going forward, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Man, and I discovered you guys, I think in 2018, when you guys were here in Indianapolis, I think with Fozzy and Out of His Way. And I fucking fell in love with Stone Broken at that show.
Wow.
And I feel like so many songs on this record are just tailor-made for the live stage. And with the lockdown that went on for so long, I feel like so many bands were writing albums that they were hoping they would be able to play those songs live again one day. And good God, whether it's like Devil You Know or Black Sunrise or Give Me Some More, which that's a concert shut. That's for like the clubs and just the dirty, gritty, just that's a rock and roll song there. I can't imagine what songs you have to leave out on the set list, but man, you guys are such a good live band. How much fun is it right now to be able to be on stage playing music again? And is this the first time you guys have been able to be on the stage since before the pandemic hit?
So we've played one-off shows. So we've done some festivals around the UK. That was last year. One of which was actually a pilot scheme. So it was to test if we could have festivals back. And that was our first show out after 18 months of not playing a show.
Oh, good God.
And it was to 10,000 people.
And we was like, so nervous backstage.
So the expression in the UK is that blew the cobwebs out.
Nice.
And then we played a couple more festivals after that, but this is the first tour that we've done since.
And it feels absolutely incredible.
Emotional
as well.
I mean, we've sort of like bookended the whole thing. Like we just before the pandemic hit, we were on tour, and then we went to the studio. The pandemic hit, and now we're kind of closing off the lockdowns and everything with another tour. So it's kind of like I feel as though we have had a good plan throughout this. It's been a moving plan because
everything has been
exactly. But yeah, it's great to be out on the roads. We're having fun again. It's something that we've missed, you know.
I knew I'd missed like touring and gigging, but it's not until you're actually on stage and you're doing it and you see all the fans, and it's just the whole living in the moment thing, and you get off stage and sit backstage and you're like, right, I have absolutely 100% missed this experience as a whole. Like you can't get this feeling anywhere else. You just can't.
I mean, obviously we've had interviews during lockdown, and you know how a band's coping and like that. And a question that I was asked a lot was, what do you miss the most about touring? And a few times I've said like hotel rooms. You know, like, I mean, I'm sat in one right now having this interview, but like genuinely every aspect of touring is what I missed. But now that we're back touring, the part of the show that I've missed the most is when we play Wait For You, and I play it acoustically, and there's a section of the song where I step away from the microphone and the crowd sings it, and that right there is the part that I've missed the most. It's the connection.
It is the connection.
I missed that, but I also missed like that split second from the second the lights go down to the crowd erupting. There's like that nanosecond where it's just like the energy just hits you, and I'm like, the first show back, I'm like, I missed that.
You know? It makes you like, it's just goose pimples, isn't it? Like, it's crazy.
I think as a concert photographer, I think from 2018 to 2019, I took 4 months off from just shooting concerts. And the first show back, I was at the pit. I was like, can I still do this? Like,
yeah.
How was there ever a moment that you're like,
yeah,
what can we still,
yeah.
what do we do? You know, was there ever like that first show back after so long? Was there ever that moment you're like, what is this going to be like? Can we still do this well? Like, it's been so, I can't imagine 18 months. I took 3 months off and it was just like, good God, you know.
And then playing to 10,000 people.
Yeah, I mean,
that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah, like straight into the deep end, you know, no warm up.
Yeah.
That's the way to go back right there.
Yeah.
Yes. Through 200, 10,000. Yep. You're either going to do it or not do it.
and I thought exactly what you just said. You know, can I still do it? Can I still go out there and entertain thousands of people? Yeah. And it was a very real moment. I get sort of butterflies before stage, but I don't get super nervous. But that show, my anxiety was through the roof.
Yes.
It really was. And I was stood side of stage, and I was kind of, I don't do it normally, but I was pacing up and down. And one thing that I do is I chew chewing gum on stage. So it's kind of like my pre-show ritual is a couple of minutes before stage, I'll put a chewing gum in, I'll put my in-ear monitors in, and I'll grab my guitar, and then I'll be set. And it was at that moment that the intro track started playing. I was like, whew. Okay, well, all so far so good. You know, like it's all starting to feel normal. My routine's coming back, and then you walk out onto the stage, and again, you just feel the energy hit you. And then all of the fears and doubts just kind of melt away, and that's kind of been the way that it's been. For this tour that we're on right now, though, there's obviously way more preparations that you have to consider when you're playing like a row of shows. I mean, we're doing 12 on this run, and it's not like you pack up a van and go to one show and then go back home. It's like, and it's like
the old days again.
Yeah, and it's like, have I forgotten to pack anything? Because it's been a while since we've toured. What do I usually pack to go on tour?
Right. I
had to go to a supermarket today and fetch me a beard trimmer because I forgot to pack one of those.
Oh man, yeah. That first trim after COVID, man. Oh my God. That was a long session. Man. But I remember that first show after, you know, I went to a concert and covered a concert in December of 2020 when it was still going on. And it felt weird, but you know, when that first note hit, I'm going to be honest, I cried a little bit because it was just, you're so happy to be there again, you know, and you forgot how much you know, maybe took it for granted and how much you really appreciate. Because man, all of us before this, we were like, this isn't going away. This is going to be here forever. Like, you know, we'll always have concerts. And then you don't have them. You have it back. You just appreciate and love it that much more. I think a lot of people have just rediscovered their love for music again. Since this is reopened.
And that's the important thing.
Yeah.
You know, everyone always says, you know, rock and roll will never die, and never will.
No.
But we had a taste of what it would be like if they did.
It was scary.
You know, it is.
I never want to go through that again.
No, I don't want to go back to the digital concerts anymore.
No.
I can fully agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh God.
100%.
No.
It wasn't the vibe.
No. Yeah, like you said, we got a taste of what it would be like if it did go away and it was dead. I never want that again because you know, and this record, guys, this is the record that fans needed right now, and this is the record that we all wanted right now. It doesn't lose any steam like a lot of albums do. It just, from beginning to end, you know, the ballads are placed perfectly in just the right spots. It's just a perfect up and down roller coaster journey, and you guys nailed it, guys. You know, you fucking knocked it out of the park on this one.
I mean so much.
It does.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, but I guess the question, with restrictions still, are you guys have anything coming up over here in the States? Because we miss you.
I hope so. Oh my God, there'd be nothing but we would love more than just to come back. I swear.
Yeah, I mean, like you were there at the Fuzzy run that we did, And even to this day, I think it's probably our favorite tour that we've ever done.
Yeah.
We had an absolute blast over there.
Yeah.
And as soon as we can get back over there, we will. Well, I mean, yesterday in our dressing room, where our manager was in there, I said, we need to get back over there, man. We need to go. And it's obviously it's not as easy as just saying, yep, we're gonna go.
No,
it's never that easy.
Especially not now.
Yeah. But it's definitely I don't think it ever has really left their minds, really.
No. We're always talking about it.
Yeah.
Remember that time in America?
But I mean, we only did pretty much just the East Coast and then a little bit extra on that. And there's still a lot more for us to go and see and play and meet people. You know, and there's more people who we need to introduce Stonebroken to, I feel.
Yes.
You know? So
we got you covered though in the meantime until you get back.
Yeah.
Spread the word. Yes. I'm making people listen to this. My office at work is tired of this record. And I don't give a shit. They're gonna keep hearing it. So
that's
awesome.
amazing.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yes. Guys, thank you so much. Stay safe on the road over there.
Thank
you.
Enjoy it. Just so happy you guys are able to get back on the road and play live, because that's what makes rock and roll live and breathe, is the live shows. So so glad you guys are back, and back in the best way. This record, can't say it enough. Thank you for this album.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, guys. And enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you here in the States down the road. If I have to come over there, I will. I don't know.